I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be. In all things, it's the truth I see. I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I go about my day and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I go about my day and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be, centered in joy and prosperity. I go about my day and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. Celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I come home in the evening and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be. Namaste, behold the light in you and me. I come home in the evening and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. When I lay down at night, I celebrate with a brand new gratitude. When I lay down at night, I celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be, holding peace for all people from sea to sea. When I lay down at night, I celebrate with a brand new gratitude. With a brand new gratitude. I celebrate every day of my life with a brand new gratitude.
We believe in the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through and as all creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to really hear what Ernest Holmes wrote in 1928. I believe in the Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, self-existing cause. This one manifests itself in and through and as all creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. I'm going to say that one more time because I like threes, which is odd. We believe in the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, self-existing cause that manifests itself in and through and as all creation. This universe is the manifestation of God in form. I forgot my line, I apologize. Why do I start there? What is it that he was trying to tell us? And what I find really interesting is a different approach, because when you come into science of mind, that is one of the first things you learn, is you are God in form. And the amazing thing about that is most of us, when we come to Science of Mind, we're like, yeah, I don't think so. Anybody have that experience? Yeah, I see some hands going way up. Absolutely, right? And so what I found interesting in the Master Key system, which we're studying together, there is a group of us and we're reading it every week, is with Charles Haanel. He starts out and he builds up. We're on week 20 when he finally says, Spirit's in everything. Absolutely everything. And not that one way is wrong or one way is right. It's just a different approach. Because remember, when he was writing letters of transmittals. It was an education course. And you probably don't want to start out with a bunch of people who have no idea where you're trying to take them as you're leading this horse of humanity to water. You don't want to start off saying you're God in form and have them rear up and go, yeah, well, I'm not reading letters 2 through 29. No, I'm not. Because he didn't have community. He didn't have a support system to say it's going to be okay. I was there too. You know, this was something you read on your own, you studied, you did the practices. And it's important to me today to slow down and have each of you really sit with your God in form. It is important to me that you get that at a cellular level. More than just, okay, you know, I've been coming here for X number of years. I've heard that. Every Sunday somebody's telling me that. Every class tells me that. I know that. I get that you know that intellectually. My question is, how many of you are actually living that? Actually living that. I want you to think about that. Is there any one of us that can actually say, I walk this planet like my brother Jesus? Yeah, I didn't think so, because I wasn't going to raise my hand either. And yet, imagine what the world would be like if each one of us started to really claim that as our truth. And I will tell you that awakening probably happened to me over the last 3 days. Not that it's like all of a sudden I wasn't and now I am. It's a process, right? It is a process. But what happened was I got to go with 2 friends to Ocean Shores and spend 3 days. We never turned on the TV. We did spiritual practices. We journaled in silence when we wanted to. We walked on the beach and recognized things that were dying or were dead, or things that people had left behind, also known as garbage. We were just, when we were on the beach, we were in the beach. Does that make sense? We became part of that experience of what it's like to just watch nature. And somewhere during that time, my consciousness shifted to you too. And that's what I invite you each to open up to. As with me, so with you. Jesus said something very, very similar. It's in the Bible. Every great master teacher, philosopher, poet tells us in different ways, some not as in your face as Ernest Holmes or Charles Haanel. They just don't come out and say, hey, you're God in form. They dance around it. They delicately try to make us own that experience. Am I going to own it 24/7? I would love to say yes. And I'm human and I'm a work in process. What I will tell you is I plan to live more hours of the day in that consciousness. Even Jesus tipped over some tables out of anger, right? We're all going to have those moments. And yet, what if in every single one of those moments, we took a breath? Because here's the thing. If you go back to what Susan read that Hornaby wrote, and then in her quotes, they were saying the same thing, right? If you really get that I'm God in form, then that breath is that connection. Because here's what I want you to understand. You don't have to believe any of this. The truth is that presence, that energy, that thing itself, which Ernest Holmes has a chapter in his book, that's what it's called, the thing itself. It's not going anywhere. It lives in and through and as you, whether you believe it or whether you don't. It's just waiting. It's in every single person that you love, 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 and it's in every single person that not so much. And I don't love them so much. It's in those people that you think, really, God? There too? Yes, there too. And the amazing thing is when you start to get it, it is that place where you need to decide what is good for me. And I wrote about this. I actually wrote a blog, people. It's a short one. You can find it on our webpage. It's my very first one. I've been saying I was going to write it for 4 years now. I'm starting out small. But anyway, it's that place where you just know and you decide that I am going to focus on me. And a lot of people, how many of you were raised with parents would say, don't be so selfish. Quit thinking about yourself all the time. There's kids somewhere that aren't eating, so you need to clean your plate. I never understood how that was going to make a difference for kids that weren't eating. But I was a child that did not question her parents, so I ate. So the thing is, it's not out of selfishness that you focus on you. I love the analogy, it's perfect, and I love Southwest Airlines because they always make a joke about it. And it's in the it's while you're taking off and the stewardess stands up and she said, if the oxygen mask dropped, and my first thought is, I'll be screaming. If that happens, somebody come and put the oxygen mask on me because I'm going to be out of control. I just know that's me, but okay. And if it drops, even if you have children, put it on yourself first. And then what they always say is, then decide which child you love the most, put it on them second. Which, yeah, see, we all laugh, and how do you put it on 2 of them at the same time? Or if you have 3. But the point of that is, if you're not doing your spiritual practice, if you're not loving yourself so much, all the warts, all the bumps, all the baldness, all of the too much hair, all of it, if you're not loving yourself so much, how can anybody else love you? Because don't we all want love? I know very few people that are going through the earth going, yeah, no, I don't want love. I'm not interested in. Now, you may not be interested in a relationship, a partner that lives with you. I get that. And if you are, the first thing you're going to have to ask yourself is, how much do you love yourself? If you want somebody to show up and love you deeply, and if you've got an idea of what that love is supposed to look like, I'd turn that mirror around and say, am I all those things to myself? Because if I'm not all those things to myself, that person, mathematically, if you will, cannot show up. because energetically, you're not being that person. And we attract to us who we are. I have 2 ex-husbands to prove that. Neither one of them would want to be in my life now. We would probably not even see each other, passing each other on the street. So let's take that out a little bit further. Let's say we don't want a relationship. We want a kinder world. We want our neighbors to be nice to us. Are we nice to our neighbors? Right? These are questions to really sit with. And what I found in the 3 days, the reason I hadn't come to that whoosh, does everybody know what I'm talking about when I say that? You know, it's like you've got, if you've ever heard cylinders or whatever they are that kind of go click, 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 click. You know, it's like a lock, and you know that it's in alignment because you can hear everything just click into place. That is what happened to me. It just went click, 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 click. That's what I mean. It's that you know. You absolutely know. You get it at a level you've never understood it before. And I want everybody to have that experience. Because if I can have it, then I know everybody can have it. It's not that my story is worse than anybody else or better than anybody else, but I have my past and my story. And I think that it absolutely kept me away from that absolute alignment. Because there was a part of me that was convinced at some level I'm not good enough. I was asked one time, when you teach this, Gayle, how are you going to tell people that you came to know that you were the power and presence of God in form? And I had an answer. Because when somebody asks you a question like that, and you're a practitioner, or you're in practitioner school, or you're in minister school, or good God, you're a minister, you need an answer. And so how it happened for me was I could see the God in all of you. Every single one of you. I knew and I could see God in you, that you absolutely were that. What I didn't tell everybody was, and I'm not there yet. And I did tell her, and she said, that's okay. Because it gives people that space of, what if I don't get that yet? What if I don't feel that yet? What if I don't know that yet? What if I've got that monkey mind that will not shut up and tell me everything in my life that I've done wrong, over and over and over again? It's why people drink and take drugs, or at least I think it's why I did. Because trust me, that will shut that up. Don't do that. I'm not recommending that you do that. I am just telling you, my experience was, if you want to shut up your monkey mind, you anesthetize yourself into oblivion. And then it does shut up. So when I decided no more, trust me, that was loud, it was clear, and it was brutal. And it was worth every single step. So coincidentally, if you will, 18 years ago is when I found Science of Mind. 18 years ago was my path to recovery. I don't recommend that for everybody either. There are programs out there to help people. It was my path to recovery. And that's why I want to share that with everybody. Because not everybody has a problem with drugs and alcohol. Some people have trouble with gambling. Some people have trouble with their cell phone. Some people have trouble with spending money, with sex, with whatever. They overdo it to shut up their mind. And what I want you to know is, the more you invest in yourself, the more you can sit in what appears to be silence and let that excuse my French, shit run its course. Don't do battle with it. Call it up and say, yep, I absolutely was that person. If you've ever read Ask and It Is Given, it is one of their practices. I forget what they call it, but it's like when you're in that place and you're starting to go down and something comes up and it's like, oh, here's a mirror. Remember when you did this? Remember how foolish you looked? Remember how everybody laughed at you and First thing you do is pull it up and you vividly go, yes, that was me. I get it. It was not a pretty story. But you know what? That's not me anymore. It's a measuring stick. This is me. Wow, that's not bad. Okay. You know what? For you, I'm going to surround you in divine light. And God, unless I need to know something, you take it. I did that every single night between 2 and 4 in the morning. Until one night, I didn't have to. Everybody can do this, but there is a great saying in 12-step programs. It works if you work it. God's there. God is in you. Trust me on this. If you don't trust anybody else, trust me. I don't know why. I'm just telling you, trust me. God is there. And for some reason, there was an agreement. I'm going to give these people free will. I'm not going to press down upon them any more than they are ready to receive, which means you have to ask. Those 2x4s, that might be a little bit of the divine going, you could wake up now. I don't know, maybe, maybe not. But if we all have that intuition, isn't that where that 2x4 would be coming from? Just to tap us a little, we don't pay attention. Tap us a little bit more, we don't pay attention. Have you ever talked to somebody that has broken a leg or an arm, and then they'll say, you know, I just kept saying I wanted time off from work. Thank you, God. Right? We laugh, except we know how powerful our words are and how powerful our thoughts are. Be mindful. Don't spew out hatred on anybody. I don't care who it is, unless you want it to come back tenfold. Don't get sucked down the rabbit hole of social media and news media and media. All they're trying to do is tell you how to think and what to believe. And I promise you, if you spend time, and it doesn't have to be days, spend time. Start out 5 minutes. Start out with, everybody got 5 minutes? Anybody in here like, I don't have 5 minutes? Anybody? Okay, good. Start out 5 minutes every day. No cell phone, no TV. No interruption as much as possible except what nature gives you. And if you're at my house, the trains and the sirens, and it's just part of the reality. It's part of nature. 5 minutes, just shh. Just be quiet. Don't try to edit your thoughts. Don't try to figure out why you're thinking that. Just zip it and listen. I'm thinking 5 days practitioners, you'd see a shift. If you did it for 5 days consecutively, I promise you'd see a shift. The longer you do it, the bigger the shift. And the bigger the shift, the better the world. The better the world, the better this planet. So you're not really selfish when you're doing something for yourself. What you're doing is changing the vibration of this planet. What you're doing is changing consciousness. And if it's all God, this out here, this air in your home at home, the air around you, consciousness. Now imagine if you decided, I'm going to be that light. I'm going to make sure that everybody sees my light. And if it makes them uncomfortable, so be it. I'm just going to turn it up and be brighter. That's the gift I want each of you to give the world. Because that's why you're here. That's why you're sitting here right now. That's why you're online right now. Because you could be anywhere, listening to anybody. And you're here. And there is no mistake in why people show up where they show up when they show up. That I know for sure. Let's pray. Let's start with Ernest Holmes again. I believe in the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through and as all creation. The manifest universe, you and me, we are the body of God. And yet it is not absorbed by its creation. We start there in that knowingness because each one of us has a spark within us. And when we claim, we know that there is a living presence almighty. That spark in us goes, whew. I've waited for you. I've waited for you to recognize I'm here. I've waited for you to claim me as yours. I have waited for you, and I will continue to wait. And so I call on that which is awaiting us to say we're here. We are here. We are powerful. We are one. There is no separation between me, between you, between it. We live in a magnificent universe that is calling to us always, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. And sometimes we're moving so fast, we don't even hear that tap, that gentle little tap. Wake up. Come on. And so I call on that presence right now to say, we're awake. We are here. We're awake. We are ready. Light us up. I love that. Light us up, God. Make us brighter. When we are walking down the street, people are going to turn around and go, wonder what that was. Doesn't matter how tall we are, how short we are. It doesn't matter if we're rounded or if we're not rounded. Doesn't matter who we love. It doesn't even matter where we go to church or if we go to church. What matters is we are lit up by God. Because it's been waiting for us to say yes. And so here we are. Yes. Yes to that which always has been, always will be, and is here right now. So I claim it as my own. I claim it for all of these people that can hear me. I claim it for everybody everywhere that wants to wake up in this very moment. Wake up. So I say, thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the time and the space and the walk to get to here. And I know this journey isn't close to being done, and thank you for that too. So I release these words because as they are spoken, it is done. God has said yes. Ascended Masters have said yes. All of your guides, all of my guides, all of the angels present, whether they're mine, whether they're yours, whether they're just hanging out, we call them in. They're here. Because you know what? They want this to be easy. And in that easy, we say, thank you as we let go and let God. And together we say, and so it is.
Was a girl each week. Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling the sad, miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. I used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face to say it's not a testament. Well, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come to say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse, made me wanna bow my head. I remember when church let out how things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy.